Hello everyone, welcome back to another numismatic history video. I recently bought some coin books and this little tin here full of coins off of Facebook Marketplace for $30. So we're going to see if I scored today or if I didn't do so great. So let's look into it, and so let's get started. Alright, so let's first start by looking at our books. I'm giving these books, they're all used books, as you can see. They're worn on the spines and they've been used, but I'm just going to give them a rough estimate of $1 a piece as my evaluation. So we have two of these just cents books, which I probably will do older wheat cents in one of these at least. And then I'm not quite sure what I'll do with the other. I do have this Lincoln Memorial Cents 1959 to 1998, which I have a similar book of as well. We also have Buffalo Nickels 1913 to 1938. And we have two of these Jefferson Nickels 1938 to 1961. And then also one starting at 1962, which I have one of these already as well. Then we have this Mercury Head Dime one, which I think I have this exact one as well. And then we have a silver Washington Quarters one, or at least beginning in the silver years, so starting in 1946. And then we have two Benji half-dollar books that are the same book, just by different brands. One's by Whitman and one's by Shoreline. And they're both 1948 to 1963. So we have those, and let's see, how many of those was that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so we have 11, so I'm going to say this is $11. So let's look at our coins here and see how we did. I got all of these for $30 in total, so the books and the coins together. So if we can get the coins to be worth around $19 or more, then that would be nice. All right, so let's get this tin open together. I do know some of what's going to be in here. So I know that there's these copper rounds in here, and then I think most of the stuff that's in here is going to be foreigns. Yes, so you can see all of these coins in here we are going to be looking at today. So I'm excited, and I hope that I find possibly some new countries to add to my list. So we'll see what we have in here. So I'm going to look through these and pull them all out, and then I'll kind of show you guys what we got. All right, so the first thing that we have in here is we have 4 of these, actually 4 copper rounds, and they are from the first Spouse series, which is a commemorative series in the United States that commemorates the spouses of the presidents of the United States. So we have these 4, they're all from 2010. We have Jane Pierce, Abigail Fillmore, and then we have Mary Todd Lincoln and James Buchanan as well. And for the James Buchanan one, basically he wouldn't have had a spouse, and so they still made a token, and it just has Lady Liberty on it instead of a spouse. And then they all have different things on the back that kind of represent what those people did in their lives, which is pretty cool. So we have these, and I'll put up, as I'm going through all of these, I'll put up values, and by the end of the video we'll see where we're at. All right, so now we'll start going over some of our world coins that we found. So these are all coins from Spain, and they are all from the 1870s, which is pretty cool. They all have holes in them, which is a little unfortunate. We have here first this 1870 10 centimos coin from the provincial government of Spain, and its composition is bronze. And I'll bring it up close so you can see. You can see that nice 1870 there. Then on the back we have that crest, beautiful crest. I feel like this is a really weird spot to put a hole too. Usually when you have a holed coin, it's like this one has a hole up at the top there, so you can have it as like a necklace or something. But that one has one straight through the middle, and I'm not quite sure why. But anyways, it's the 10 centimos one. We also have this one, which is 1979, which I believe this one is a 5 centimo. Let me see here. I'm pretty sure it is. I think that's the 5 centimo one. I know that one of these two is the 5 centimo one, but this one is from 1979. And then this one is actually, I just looked at my my notes, and this one is also 5 centimo. So both of these are 5 centimo. This one is an 1871, and this one is an 1879 one. So they had different designs in those years. So pretty cool. I really like this crest on the back of these two coins. I think it's a beautiful crest. And these are some of the older coins that I now own, because I don't have very many super old coins. And I think the oldest one that I have is from the 1860s or something like that. So these will be some cool old coins for my collection. So those are our Spanish coins. Next, we did get one Canadian dollar. So this is a fairly modern coin. It's from 1990, and it's just a regular old Canadian dollar coin. So I thought I'd share that. Next, we have all of these 1 farthing coins from the United Kingdom. So we have 32 of them here, and they are all mostly from between 1939 and like the late 40s. We do have the newest one that we have is this 1954 one, which you can see has Queen Elizabeth's bust, which is the only one that has Queen Elizabeth's bust. All the other ones here have George, I think it's George the Fifth or George the Sixth. I can't quite remember. George the Sixth there. So all of them have his bust, and except for this one here. So they're all older farthing coins. For the UK, we also have this 20 pence coin from 1989. I'll show you up closer. And I guess I should show you the farthings a little closer as well. I didn't really show you the bird side of them, but this is our 20 pence coin that we have. And then I'll show you one of these farthings too, so you can see what the other side looks like. So all of them have this little bird on here. I'm not sure what kind of bird this is. I'll put it up on screen and when I'm editing this video of what this bird is, but pretty cool. All right, the next coin that we have is from Germany, which is kind of cool. I actually have one of these that I found in a coin roll hunt, and I'll show you that one in a moment. Now this coin is pretty bent up, as you can see. It's pretty damaged, but this is a 1 Pfennig coin from 1911. So this one is actually newer than the one that I have, well, the one that I had already, and it, because it's newer, has a different crest on the reverse, which is pretty cool. So this is the one that I got from these coin sets. Now this is the one that I found in a coin roll hunt, and you can see the crests are different there. I mean, this one is, they're both pretty worn down, so it might be hard to see on camera, but you can see the feathers in those eagles there are different, and they change throughout the years in Germany. But this is also a 1 Pfennig coin that is from 1876 that I found in a penny roll. So I'll make sure to leave a link to the video when I found this down in the description below. It's definitely one of my favorite finds that I found coin roll hunting. But anyways, another Pfennig coin. And like I said, I think this one's cool because it has that different reverse. So it's pretty cool. All right, so next we're going to start getting into a lot of Asian coins, because there's a lot of different Asian coins here. So this coin here is a 1 Jiao coin from Taiwan, which is pretty cool. And it is, I did some research on the dating and things like that, and this one appears to be from 1967, which is pretty cool. So we have that, and then from Taiwan we also have these 1 Jiao coins, which we have a bunch of. I'm not sure exactly how many. There's a bunch of them here, but these ones are all from 1955, so they're a little bit different. They have this guy on here, and then on the back they have the island, which is pretty cool. So a bunch of 1 Jiao coins, and then from Taiwan we also have this 2 Jiao coin from 1950. So it's very similar to that other 1 Jiao coin that I showed you, but it's bigger. And this is a pretty worn coin, but it's actually really lightweight too. I feel like these weigh almost exactly the same from just holding onto them. I'm pretty sure this is made of aluminum, so just super lightweight. All right, and then if I have everything written out correctly, I think that this is all in the right place. This is the last set of coins that I have from Taiwan, which is the 1 new dollar. And these new dollars that I have are all from 1981, and these are copper aluminum nickel coins. So they're 92% copper, 6% nickel, and 2% aluminum. And let me show you one of these. This one's a better, shinier one that I can show you. So again, has a guy on the obverse there, and then it's got this text on the back. So it's pretty cool. Got several of those. And again, I'll put up values for how much these coins should be worth. All right, so the next country that we got coins from, and this is the country that we have the most coins from, I think, at least, is Japan. So this is a Japan 10 yen coin. And there's a bunch of these of varying years, and some years they had them where they had reeded edges, and some years they had smooth edges. This one has a smooth edge, and then I also have several that have reeded edges as well. So this one has a reeded edge here, and they have the same design on all of them, so I'm not going to bother showing all of them here, but we have them for many years. The next one from Japan that we have is this 50 sen coin, which is pretty cool. It's a brass coin here, so you can kind of see there. It's pretty dirty, so it's hard to see the design a little bit, but we have one of those, and it is from 1947. We also have this one here, which I think is pretty cool. This one is a 5 sen coin from 1943, so right in the middle of World War II, and you can see that bird on there. That's often a sign that's used to represent Japan during World War II. And then you can see that's the other side there, the reverse. But it's a pretty cool one, and it's an aluminum coin as well. And I only have one of these. We also have this coin here from 1942. This is a 10 sen coin from Japan, and it's also made of aluminum. But it has a pretty cool design, and it's got a reeded edge as well. We have here a 50 yen coin from 1970. Which it's got a pretty cool design. I like the coins that have holes in the middle. I think they're cool. And it's an interesting design. So there you go. Next, we have two of these 1 yen coins. One's from 1948 and one's from 1949. But they have the same design other than the year difference. But it's pretty cool. So we have two of those. We also have these 5 yen coins. We have 3 of these actually. One's from 1964, one's from 1965, and 1966. This is the 1966 one. So we got 3 of these 5 yen coins from Japan. And lastly for Japan, I'm just showing one of these, but there are many. There's a bunch of them, and I'll put the number of them on screen of how many there actually are. But there's a bunch of these, and these are 1 yen coins from Japan. And they all range from the years 1955 to 1989. So there's a bunch of them. They're also aluminum coins, but I thought I'd show that as well. Our last Asian country that we got coins from was China, and we have here a 2 fen coin from 1956, as you can see there, which is a pretty cool coin. It is also an aluminum coin, but that is a Chinese coin. And then I have another coin from China too, but it needs a little different explanation, so I'm going to do that. All right, so I wanted to talk about these 4 coins. This one is one from China, but I wanted to talk about them before I get into this one from China because they are kind of interesting. As you can see for these two, they are extremely worn, and I could not identify them. This coin from China, I was trying to identify it, and I found one that was similar, but not quite the same. One of the symbols at the top of it was slightly different, and so it wasn't the same coin. And then this one here is just really strange, and we'll get into that in a minute. It's not even a coin, it's a token actually, which I knew it was a token before. But anyways, I thought I would talk about the Numista forum. So in one of my previous videos, I made a video about the new website Numista, one of my favorite numismatic websites. And one of the sections there that you can go to is the forum. And basically in the forum, it's kind of like a Reddit forum or page or whatever. But basically you can go and you can post anything, any questions you have or anything in there. And in my case, I posted pictures of these 4 coins and asked people to help me identify them. And within like an hour, I had all of these identified. So huge thanks to Numista and to the people who helped me in the forums, because I could not have identified these without you. So it's very, very grateful for that. But anyways, let me talk about each of these coins now. So I'm going to start with the China one since we did China before. So we have this coin here. which is a 1 cash coin. That's the name of the coin, 1 cash. And it is from the Empire of China. The years are between 1909 and 1910. So there's no indicator on there saying what year it's from, but it's from one of those 2 years. We know that. So it's pretty cool. It's from the Empire of China, which I don't have any older coins that are from the Empire of China. I have coins from the People's Republic of China, but this is an older Chinese coin. So that's pretty cool. And it's a brass coin as well. The next coin that we have is from France, which is this coin here. And I'll just show you it under the camera here. You can barely see anything, but you can see a lot of that outline of the bust there, which is what helped people identify it. And then on the back, you can also see some sort of eagle or something there, right in the middle there. And so I have two date ranges basically of what this could be. Either way, it's a 5 centime with Napoleon III on it. But I'm not sure if it's the kind that is from the years between 1953 and 57, or if it's the ones between 1861 and 1865. I think I said 19 before. I meant 1853 and 1857 and 1861 and 1865. So this is from the 1800s, somewhere between the 1850s and 1870s. I'm not entirely sure what date range, but I know it's French, I know it's a 5 centimes coin, and I know it's Napoleon III on there, so that's pretty cool. This next one that I have here, it is actually from Colombia, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get this on the camera very well, so if I can't, then I'll post the picture that I posted on Numista kind of on the screen somewhere. But I took some pictures of this coin, and you can barely make out anything. I still can't quite make out the date there. If you can see that, let me know what you think, but I can't read it. And I've had some people suggest some things, but I can't quite tell. But anyways, you can see the bust of this coin, and then you can also see a couple of letters up here. I can see CA and a D on the right side of the bust here. And then on the back, when I posted the picture, I thought, oh, I can't see anything. It's moved completely flat. But this is actually a 2 centavos coin from Colombia, and the person who responded to the post, they sent the Numista link, but they also showed that in the picture, you actually can see the 2 there. And I'll put up a picture from Numista of a less worn coin, but you can see those 2 in the Roman numerals there in the center, which is pretty cool. And I didn't notice that before when I was looking at this. But that's another coin there for you. And again, we don't know what the date is, but the date range is between 1918 and 1947. So it's also relatively old. And it is a copper nickel coin. And lastly, we have this token, which is from the United States. And this is the weirdest one of all, and I'm surprised that anyone was able to identify this. But I saw this token. You can see it has this R here. Then it has this weird embossment on all these lines. But it also has this text underneath the embossment. So you can see here pretty clearly through the camera, it says for skill. And then the rest of the text reads, this token awarded, atop the top there. But anyways, I will post, there's a little like video thing that was posted about this coin, and basically this token here, it looks very different than this because someone like imprinted this or something on top of it. And so I'll put up some pictures of what the token normally looks like, but it's a game token of some sort from between the 30s and 40s in the United States. But it's pretty cool, and it's really weird that it got imprinted, and I'm not sure why someone would do that, but it's interesting, and I definitely could not figure this out without the help of Numista, so I really appreciate it. But it's a really random coin, or a token, I guess. It's not really a coin, but yeah, super interesting, and this will start going into the United States coins as well. Alright, so for US coins, I thought I'd start off with something fun. We got a dime! A 2017 Philly dime was in there. I'm not sure if this was supposed to be in there or not, and I've looked for errors and things like that and haven't noticed anything. So I think it's just a normal 2017 dime worth 10 cents. So we'll add 10 cents in value. The next thing from the US that we have is another token. It is this token here, and it says property of machine. It has a K in it. It's very similar to the other one. And then this one says good for free. Let me see what that says. Free game. So it's also a game token. So pretty cool. This next one that we have is the first ever plastic token that I have, and it is a 1 mil sales tax token from Missouri. So it is made of red plastic, which is pretty interesting. So this is the first plastic coin that I have, as well as the first tax token that I have, and that will lead us to the next one. We got some more tax tokens. I guess I should say before we move on, this is from between 1943 and 1954. And for the next tokens, we have a big old stack here of tokens. That's not even the whole thing. It's hard to pick them up all up, but there's a bunch of them. And these are also tax tokens. They're 1 mil consumers tax tokens, and they're from Oklahoma. So that's pretty cool. Some more tax tokens. You can see they're super, super, super thin, and they've got this hole in them so you can put a string through them. But they're pretty cool. And these are aluminum as well, so they're super lightweight. But more tax tokens, and there's a bunch of them. So anyways, guys, that is a wrap up for everything that we have in that tin, and then all those books that we got. I'll put the number on screen of my estimated value of everything, but let me know down in the comments what you think. Did I get a good deal with $30 for all of this? I feel like either way it was a good deal because I had some fun looking through these, and I found some cool things. Get to add some cool coins in my collection. No new countries except for, I guess you can consider the Empire of China. I think in Numista it would be considered to be another issuer, but I don't know about country. But it's pretty cool anyway. And I got some more older coins, so I really enjoyed this. Anyways, guys, this is a little different from what I normally do, but if you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing. I try to do content like this, searching through different coins and doing coin hunts, as well as talking about the history of some of the coins in my collection. If you have any comments on anything in this video, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. I try to answer all the comments that I can, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.